Hi, this is DJ Gearhart, presenting my final project, which is an inventory system for the ADP. So just quick agenda is the feature list, design aspects, systems, and video. Introduction. For my project, I wanted to focus on an inventory system. I tried to keep it as simple as I could, with some added elements to it. Basically 6 slots that once I interact with an object that is collectible, it is added to a slot in that inventory. If there is that slot taken up by the same kind of object, it stacks up until 10, and then you can select 1 through 6, each one of those slots, and you can consume one of those items in one of those slots until it hits 0, and then the UI element for that item is removed. Also, I would be the interact. So feature list, some of the things I found to be like the most important would be the interact system. So the sphere trace that it basically allows you to then click E to interact with it. Then the inventory information system that item that you interact with is added to. The UI for that inventory system. So once that item is added to your inventory, you can pull up the UI with clicking I and showing that item in there. The keybinds for then the inventory slots, so 1 through 6, and then consuming the item when you are selected on one of those inventory slots, and a Niagara system that just displays when you interact with the item in the world and it gets destroyed. So the design aspects that I focused on were the variables. So several different variables from the objects in the world, the amount of those objects, the actual structure for the data tables, the name of the object, some information about it, UI elements for that as well, and the max amount that you could have in your inventory. Communication. So basically, BPIs is what I focused on most, as well as some custom events. Most of it is when the player clicks one of their inputs, what it does to either the item in the world or the item in your inventory. So E, the world has to know that that item is then destroyed when the player clicks E and it's within range. As well, if the player is at the maximum amount, they can't collect anymore. And then when the player clicks 1 through 6, your inventory then has to know that you are selected on that item. And when you click Q, it is deleted from, or 1 is deleted from your inventory. The last is the implementation steps that kind of help guide me a little bit, as well as a really good tutorial. So just creating the necessary components. I did find I was using a lot of functions and functions inside of themselves that actually simplified what I had thought quite a bit more. So adding logic for adding things to your inventory, adding logic for consuming an object, creating an object that can be interacted with as well. The Niagara system spawning just before the object is deleted from the world itself, and the keyboard input of 1 to 6. So system breakdown is kind of what I've been going over with the input, clicking I, clicking 1 to 6, consuming by clicking Q, interacting with the collectible object when it's within range of the sphere trace by clicking E, and the actual interactable object that had a large actor component that had quite a bit of functions within inside of it. And then I have a video here displaying what I was able to get done. Hi, this is DJ. I just want to go through some of the most important blueprints and functions that I've been working with in this process and show that they are working properly. So to start off, we'll simply go into the blueprint Apple. So this is the base of all the other child actors in the level that I will be interacting with and adding to the inventory system. Pretty simple, but it's more than meets more than meets the eye. Just with some added functionality of having to reset the array to look. Okay, so first, just to show the inventory empty, so there's nothing in the inventory currently. And hitting P, we have the debug value show up that there is none and none and none in all the spots. First, I'll collect some apples, and there's the Niagara system, and the pickup apple is showing up in the top left as well. And then we'll get a pimento, a pumpkin, and a pear. And now the inventory shows that I have 4 apples, 1 pimento, 1 pumpkin, 1 pear, as does the print string. And I currently do not have any of the inventory slots selected, so clicking 1 will now show in that I have the apple slot selected since it's the one in the first spot. And if I click Q now and bring up my inventory, I will have 1 less apple. Now if I select 2, the pimento slot is now the active slot. And if I click Q, I will now have that empty slot where the pimento used to be. So yeah, I was able to set up the entire basics of the system that I was looking to pretty successfully. It was definitely quite interesting getting used to like using functions more than I have and putting. Hi, this is DJ. I just want to go through. And as I was saying in the video that I have there, this project was super interesting. I really haven't delved too much into functions that deeply, where it was a function inside of a function inside of a function. And it definitely tested how much I currently know of Unreal and what the potential of me getting even deeper into Unreal is. So thank you.